This video is going to be to upload the Arduino file, the coding for this thing to work. So we're plugged into our USB in the computer, and this is our Arduino cord. When I plugged it in, I heard a servo move, and that's all the cord I got. So you might be able to see the light down in there, a little green light. Videos. This right hand column are the parts that I'm referencing in all the videos, and so you'll see that there's Amazon links, there's the eBay and whatever, and it doesn't cost anymore, but I get a tiny percent, and that's how you can support what I'm doing here. Thank you very much for letting this site be a portal. Okay, so this is just two intros, and this is Thingiverse. I'll just explain the site real quick. And so here's where we download all our pieces, and that's a popular 3D site. Anyways, here's Arduino. This is how we get our environment. It's a link to their site. It's free to download, and Windows installers, that's the one I have right there. So I downloaded it, saved it to the desktop, open it up. So we'll go back here, and we're on the opening page. We don't want the HeliPlane code. We're doing a transmitter, so we'll click on that. Scroll down. Here are the transmitter pieces to download, and then the same link to the Arduino site, and we want the transmitter code right there. So it may look a little different because this video that I'm making right now will probably be loaded right here. And so we click on the transmitter code. Here it is. So we want to highlight all that. Right click down and scroll. And so right click on that and copy it. And go back to our environment, highlight that, paste it in there. Okay, so we opened our environment. We're plugged into the Arduino. If you're not, go ahead and plug it in. First thing we do is go to Tools, and we'll come down to Port, and we'll make sure it's on the one that says Uno, and maybe a different port. And when you first install it, it usually comes up on a random port, I guess. So we did that, and we'll click on the check mark, whatever. So it's compiling, I guess. And then here is our upload button. Uploading it. Uploaded. So, alright, we're going to load the settings into the transmitter here. Now, if you have on this controller, if you have a switch in the wrong position, you turn it on. And you get a switch error. So, these ones up, these on the face up, these on the top back, away from you. Okay, so let's go into settings here. We're going to hold down the enter button. We'll just push up or down into that settings there. Alright, here's our main screen. Now we're going to push up to go into the bottom of the second screen. There's two screens. And we'll push enter on auxiliary channel. We want to set 5 through 9 here, or through 8. So this first one, we'll push left or right, and we want it to end up on throttle hold. And 6 to hover throttle, gear, hover pit on 8. Okay, and then we'll push enter, and then we're going to push down this time and go back to reverse, which is the first selection on the first page, and enter in there. And so just set up all like this. So my top one, I have normal, and then reverse. And you can change all those when we set it up out there. But we want the second FLP to be normal, that first one to be reverse, auxiliary is reverse and reverse. Okay, and then we push enter and get out of that. And now we're going to go up again to the end of the second, and up to trainer, and enter in there. And so all of them are off except for that second to the bottom auxiliary. So push down, and then left or right, make that norm, and then enter. And now we can go up one to display and see how we did. So there's our throttle. You can kind of see it going up and down on there. There we go, our rudder. So we're going to check our trainer switch here. And you'll hear it click. So it's just making half the signal. There's no signal. I'll click it up, and it's that second to the last auxiliary. And there you go with that. And then you can go ahead and roll these a little bit and see that it's changing on there. We're rolling the very bottom one there back and forth. We'll do the other one here so you can see it's channel 7 or something. And that's it. So we can enter out of that and then exit, and we're good. Let's get the app for the MindWave. So we want to go into Play Store, and I typed in MindWave, and we click on this one, Brainwave Visualizer. Download that one. So I already downloaded that, and now we want to Bluetooth our MindWave to the smartphone. So yeah, on this one, so it'll say that it's not connected, but it's connected right now. So if you have that same problem, don't freak out. Alright, so we're connected. We're going to Brainwave Visualizer. And sometimes it doesn't start up right away, like even it takes longer than that. So this one down here is our meditation. When we go over 70%, this will put out a little melody, and we're taking that melody and giving it to the adrenal board to turn the servo. So see if I can get this. So it's kind of about your breathing, and you just kind of learn different techniques, whatever. So yeah, we'll just take a look at it real quick, because I don't know, I guess is what's going on with you, whatever. Okay, we're Bluetooth to the phone, and then we have our audio out plugged in. First thing, you want to go in and turn the volume all the way up for this tone. And then there's a battery pack on the back now. I used a 2-cell 500 milliampere hours and plugged in right now, and so I already could hear it working or whatever. So we want to go to the right side. The right servo is the one that should be hooked up. We're going to take a T10, and so I kind of lined up the horn. I clipped the other 1 or 3 legs off and just have that. And so we want to line that gear up so that the very last gear on T6 sits in the groove in T10 there. So we kind of line that up with the pivot spot here, and then we know where to place our servo horn. So then we can put that on and put the screw in. So for the other side, the servo isn't hooked up to anything. It's just for pivoting for the manual shift lever. So we want that facing away as well, and we want it lined up as best we can. First, let's find the center. Let's just see where the center is at. So the center is right about there.
So let's put that straight down. We can take a T11, a T10, and a T11, and we're going to flip it over and put it in the pivot hole of T10, and now we could have it on the servo shoe and put the screw in. So now we can pull that shift lever and it'll move it. Our shift levers are mounted. So we're going to install a spring next, right there. But first, now on this servo reverser there is a small potentiometer. I use a small Phillips, and we can adjust that servo. It may be riding it hard, making a noise. You can back it off. I'm turning it right there. So just get it kind of loose in that gear all the way back. There we go, we're adjusted. And so now we want to put on a spring here. We're going to use 2 more servo screws and brass fittings. And this spring, I got it from this kit here. I didn't know exactly what spring I needed to use, so I got a variety. And it is this one, 7/32 by 1 inch. So we're going to put these servo screws through the brass fit and put one right there. This is on the manual side, the left side. And then one in this back one. I just put it in the middle one. There's an actual adjustments in case you get a different spring or something. So I'll put that in real quick. Use a bigger Phillips on these servo screws. So now see that it's spring loaded. And this side, it's just like that. Also, this is the battery I used, and this is the charger. It's just a cheap little charger that works great. Charge that 2 cell. I think it charges 2 through 6 cell. There we go.